We're looking at clips from minicamp and OTAs, and today we're looking at the Colts, and we're getting another look at Tyler Warren as we prepare for training camp. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at practice, training camp soon. You want to see what your rookies are doing behind the scenes? It's right here. Those quarterback battles, those guys you're drafting in fantasy football. Click that button. Stop missing out on those guys who are making waves in practice, climbing depth charts. We're looking at Tyler Warren here today. Minute 50 in clips. We're going to loop this and keep talking ball. But this is a very fascinating situation Tyler Warren's going into. We got a quarterback battle here. Anthony Richardson sounds like he's going to be back for training camp, but he was dealing with an issue with that shoulder that was impacting him. Daniel Jones is leading the charge right now during that, but he's making a huge step forward for the job. We're seeing what's happening with this quarterback battle, though. We don't know till the season starts, and that's going to be an impact for Warren, though. How the ball is going to be spread around this offense, how accurate our target's going to be. But what did you guys get in the draft this year, Colts fans? You guys got really one of the most reliable tight ends in all facets to ever come out. Honestly, and you're probably going to have a good tight end for a long time. That's what you got. You got a tight end probably along the lines of Jason Witten, who's just going to be here for probably the next 10 to 20 years. That is just going to kick around the league, make plays happen. Not a comparison to him, but in the archetype like dependability, just making those big plays, being open, doing everything that's asked of him. Going to be a good guy in Indy, a guy that everybody's going to look at for years on end as a cornerstone of this offense. In those ways, for a long time in the league, and we're going to be in the 2030s, we're going to be looking at Tyler Warren, and we're going to watch him on this depth chart and wondering how long, and then it'll just keep coming out year after year, doing things on the field. Even when the production dips, it'll still be valuable to the team. We're looking at this. What are you guessing for fantasy football this year for Tyler Warren? We got to figure out who's the quarterback. How's this passing game look? And on top of that, when you look at the weapons on this team, you're looking at tight end, wide receiver, running back. This team's scary good. Like Michael Pittman coming here healthy. He had some back issues last year that he played through. Josh Downs, healthy. He's dependable. A.D. Mitchell, a second year in the system, getting downfield. Good route runner out of Texas that could take some leaps forward. Alec Pierce took a leap forward last year. Now you got Tyler Warren in the mix. And you got Jonathan Taylor, one of the better running backs in the league. Tremendous upside with that athleticism, who could really string together some performances to help out this quarterback, whoever it's going to be. And then you got good depth behind him. Like the depth has gotten better this year, especially drafting Giddens late in this year's draft. You got Herbert. But Tyler Warren has the potential to go nuclear if he's peppered with targets. He has the potential for that. He has the potential to be a good role player this year as well. I look for him to gradually develop. One thing about this, tight ends sometimes take a little bit longer than realized before they hit maturity. It's just the nature of the position. After all, though, we've had a couple of them hit pretty quick. Really depends on the quarterback, nature of the system, nature of how the ball is flowing. He has the potential to do that. I always give players grace, especially when the position is asking for more grace, like the tight end spot. But the thing about him is he's a good, talented tight end. He's good at all phases. Now, you may like some tight ends better than others, but the thing is about his game is that he's good at all phases. Like, you put him in blocking, in line, in the slots. He played everywhere last year. He got the job done. A bunch of wide receivers transferred out of Penn State. He got the opportunity to do more. He took the ball and ran with it. And that gave him more experience, more opportunities to do things. Got himself drafted very high. He was the offense at Penn State. One of the best playmakers in all of college football last year. Sticky hands, can catch the ball in traffic. Just probably one of the most reliable prospects you'll ever see come out of the draft. That is his key trait to me, is just his overall reliability. And he's going to develop forward with that. Now, there's other players you may like better, like Colson Loveland, if you like it better stretching the seam downfield. But I look at these guys at two totally different players. Two totally different, even at the tight end spot, like they're almost like different positions because how they play the game vastly differently, even though they're not. Like, this is a tight end you're going to keep in line. You're going to move around a little bit. He's going to be around forever. Colson Loveland, you want to stretch seam with him. You want to push it downfield. You might get better production out of him for fantasy and stuff. But if you're looking at Tyler Warren, who could still get you damn good production due to he's being reliable at all facets, he's also going to give you value in line. He's going to give you value moved around, which Colson Loveland can do that. But Tyler Warren, that's what you're getting out. Like an old school, reliable tight end. Now for fantasy, the big thing about this is the quarterback position. It's in flux right now. Like, it's in flux more than ever with the shoulder of Anthony Richardson. Like, we are expecting him to be back in training camp, but we don't expect we don't know if he's going to be there for fully the whole training camp. We don't know. We don't know if that shoulder is going to act up again, or if it's going to act up, or if it's going to start tightening and he's got to delay his start at training camp. Things can happen between now and then. And Daniel Jones, he had his moments with the Giants, good and bad. Good and bad. A lot of people want to forget about the good. Some people only want to think about the bad, or vice versa. He's had both those. Depending on the Daniel Jones that you're going to get here, like if you get the Daniel Jones of a few years ago, not Tom Brady, not Peyton Manning, not that, but he was good enough to spread the ball around there, and you got weapons here, he could surprise you. He could surprise this team because you got some weapons here to buoy a quarterback. Anthony Richardson, if he takes a step forward, he could surprise you, be able to spread the ball around more than expected. He could definitely do that. The thing about this, though, we saw the downs of those quarterbacks. If we see the downs of those quarterbacks here in this situation this year, and it could be both quarterbacks, then it could be Armageddon with all the skill players. It could be one of them giving you something in fantasy production. And if it's Armageddon with the quarterbacks, it can't be that bad. It could be something in the middle. Jonathan Taylor would probably be the only one you're placing bets on. And the other wide receivers, maybe like a Josh Downs, still sneaking some volume and opportunities. But if you're getting Armageddon, it could be just nasty. However, you get something in the middle, you could still get some good flow in this passing offense. However, it's that upside we're looking at. It's that potential. And we've seen it with both quarterbacks. We've seen it with Danny Dimes. Anthony Richardson, you see the potential there. It's the what-if factor. And if you hit to that what-if factor, a guy like Warren here could be a sneaky play. Could be a sneaky play for this team. Now, Colts fans, you got a dependable tight end prospect that's only going to get better. That's going to be a part of your team for a long time. Like, it's 2025. We're going to be looking at Tyler Warren in the 2030s. And I feel like that's safe to say. I think it's riskier to say he's going to be a bust than he's just going to be a good tight end that's going to be here 2030s to 2035, just being a good asset to the Colts. Like, this could be an all-time great Colts. Fantasy football-wise, it's not hard to be a tight end one in the league. Just looking at the numbers, it's not hard to do. So long-term wise, there's good potential for him, and there's going to be changes at the quarterback position. There's going to be changes with this team. They got a lot of good players around them. They could be fighting for targets. Overall, talent-wise, we saw it last year. He put up numbers that you don't normally see at tight end. And I get it. There are some things out of the realm of normal there with Penn State, but also he took the bull by the horns and ran with it. And when you get the opportunity, you run through that door, and that's what he did. There's some people, when they get opportunities, they don't. They don't do it. But he's a guy that when the opportunity's there, he rises to it. He showed that. He's ultra reliable, sticky hands, good in traffic. The ball's got to come his way, though. This year, 2025, it's a risky bet right now on July 6th due to the quarterback spots, how the ball's flowing. It's a risky bet. We want to get some preseason in us, and that's just being honest. He has potential for this and that with his talent, but there's some factors outside his control, Colts control right now, that could impact that and the whole team. and it's very ambiguous. That could drive his price tag down or up, but I don't think it's going to have a factor where it's going to make it increase immensely with what's there, unless we get some big changes, some big coach speak. What I'm looking for in training camp is more coach speak on him. I'm expecting them to talk him up, him to look good. They're going to talk about him being reliable, learning the plays fast, learning the system fast. They're going to talk about that, him being fast mentally. They're going to talk about that. I expect joint practices to look good. I expect him to look good in preseason, maybe have a moment here and there. I look for him to win the job. I look for him to ramp up during the season. I look for the production. I can't guess that till we know the feel about the quarterback. I think the quarterback position, we ain't going to really know till we're in season. That's going to make that iffy. I think we got the potential, like I've been saying, and I think that's going to come out sometime, but it's the tight end spot too. This is also going to help Jonathan Taylor, long-term wise. Jonathan Taylor, other running backs, long-term wise, as he's learning the position. This is a good tight end that's very reliable at all phases. That's going to help this team. Whoever's going to be the quarterback for the long term got their tight end. And this team's built at wide receiver pretty well. Different compared to a lot of teams. It's deep with talent. It's deep, but it's not like they're living off of a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase at the top either. They got talent all over the board here. That's the thing about this offense, and they can continue to add talent. And they could get better. Like a guy like A.D. Mitchell could get better and develop because he was only a rookie last year, had good separation numbers per fantasypoints.com, and was one of the top rookies in the league last year in separation per route run. That could just get better. He's got 4.3 speed, can get deep downfield, and a player like that getting better is going to help Warren because the short to intermediate, you can pepper that easier. That's the thing about this. This team could get better. This team has the potential for that. We could also have an Armageddon. Like, I get it. I talk both ways, but that's kind of what I do. I look at both ways, and it's how your mindset is of what you want to look at. Some people want to look at the negative, they stare at that. Or they look at what I'm saying positively, and they want to spin it to the negative. Or they look at what I'm saying positively, and they love the positivity, and they just subscribe to that. Which, do that. Go to the positive side and just love positive, but in all realms, but also look and notice the downside as well. Just keep your options open. Tyler Warren, though, the one thing that we are in link with here, very dependable player, very sticky hands, going to help this team. He's going to be here forever. That's probably my main bold take with him. He's going to be here forever. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.